Stop! Did you clean that plastic? Well then, let me help. Cleaning plastic is super important for effective recycling. Excellent. Would you like to know what happens next? Right, then let's go to the Murph. Murph, which is very fun to say, stands for Material Recycling Facility and is the first stop for blue-binned materials. There are a lot of differences in MRFs and how they accept and handle materials, but one of the biggest differences is separation of materials before the MRF. A dirty MRF accepts recyclables and regular waste all at once, while clean MRFs only accept recyclables. Clean MRFs can be single stream, where all recyclables are thrown into one bin, or dual stream, where there are separate collection bins, one for paper products and one for other recyclables. We're going to talk about what happens in general to plastic at a clean, single-stream MRF. First, workers throw out any non-recyclables or contaminated materials, like a pizza box covered with grease and cheese, a plastic container with yogurt left inside, or straight-up food waste that someone put in the blue bin that got stuck to actual recyclables. Contamination is a big problem for recycling because MRFs can't usually clean the items that come to them, and so would have to send contaminated materials to a landfill. But after that, what is clean and recyclable will be sorted. First, paper, then glass, then metals, and finally, plastics are separated into their resin types by human workers or nifty infrared sensors. Once they're separated, each type of plastic gets squished and bundled into big blocks called bales. Bales are then sent off to recycling facilities around the world who pay the MRF for the bales. At the recycling facilities, plastics will be shredded, chemically treated, or melted down. Plastics need to be separated because they're used for different things and all have different chemical properties like their melting point. Mixing plastics together can contaminate the whole lot. For example, going back to our resin identification codes, let's look at type 3 plastic, PVC, with type 1 plastic, PET. PET needs to be heated to a higher temperature than PVC, and if PVC is heated that much, it produces hydrochloric acid, a very strong acid, which makes all of the melted plastic unusable. But if they've been separated properly, once they're melted, the resins are turned into plastic fibers or small pellets called, wait for it, nurdles. Yeah, nurdle. Words are fun. Anyway, the nurdles or fibers can then be sent off to be made into new plastic products. Well, certain new plastic products? Plastics tend to break down a little each time that it's recycled, so eventually materials will be made into a weaker one, or one of lesser value, in a process called downcycling. Sometimes a short life item, like plastic packaging, could be recycled into a long life item, like car parts, or construction materials, which is definitely better than it going to landfill, but it's not recycling because it isn't circular. In traditional closed-loop recycling, like with glass and metals, they can be melted down and reused over and over and over, these materials, for a long time. But plastic recycling, with its downcycling tendencies, is inherently different. Instead of being recycled back into the production loop, the material is taken out of the loop and will eventually end up in, you guessed it, landfill. Gosh, I really hate that trash hand. I've always tried to recycle, and recycling is definitely a good thing, but the blue bin is no miracle solution. We've kind of been lied to about that one, haven't we? But there are things we can do to make it better. We can take our glass, cans, and plastic bottles to a designated recycling facility like a bottle depot. Though less convenient than throwing out your everything, all your recyclables in the blue bin at home, depots pay you for your goods and reduce the risk of contamination so you can rest easier knowing that more of those items will actually get recycled. Or, with plastic recycling being more downcycling, you can try upcycling. Upcycling, or creative reuse, turns waste products into something of greater perceived value, like how some people turn ocean plastic into sunglasses, or skateboards into furniture, or a vast variety of materials into art pieces. I wonder what creative reuse we could find for your peanut butter container there. Let's see, it's sturdy, right? It's got a lid somewhere, and it's opaque, so we could use it to store messy stuff. Yeah, messy stuff like art supplies, or cables. You know, keep them tidy and out of sight. Out of sight. Good enough. Or, wait, I've got it. What if we used it to hold delicious peanut butter chocolate chip cookies? Nailed it. So you can try to reduce the plastic you buy so you don't have to worry about what to do with it. But when you do have to buy plastic, as we all do, you can try your hand at upcycling, you know? Or you check what your local bottle depot and Murph accepts, and always make sure to clean your containers so they don't end up in the landfill or ocean or anywhere else they're not supposed to. Remember, responsible recycling practices today: keep the trash hand at bay. On guard!